Saul Canelo Alvarez officially retires from boxing. Or does he? Let's talk about this one.
I know you won't swing, but this is the Parry.
This is the Parry.
Hook it and uppercut is getting scary.
It's getting scary.
Treasure the truth or risk getting buried.
Risk getting
I'm on a
killed.
mission, you hear me? Yeah, this is the Parry.
This is
They
the
got
Parry.
the green light if we say go. Young Tyson, wake him up with the BK flow. Loading up late rounds, this is TKO.
Thank you. Welcome back to another quick jab off the Parry. I am the Pragmatic. And before we get started, I'm going to need y'all to jab that like button, hook off on that subscribe, and uppercut that share. Thank you. Now let's get into this one. We know last Saturday, Saul Canelo Alvarez went on to face Terrence Bud Crawford. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the reigning 168-pound super middleweight undisputed champion, facing Bud, former two-time, former lightweight, former welterweight undisputed champion, who in his previous fight stepped up 2 divisions from 154 pounds after facing Madrigal, and then 3 divisions after facing Errol Spence in the fight prior to that, to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez for his undisputed title. And as we all know, that fight was a complete wash. I mean, there's not one point of that fight where I looked at it and said, I would rather be Canelo Alvarez as opposed to Bud Crawford. Not that Canelo didn't have his moments, and he did in the 5th, and I believe it was the 8th. I gave him 2 rounds. I know I was just watching Roy Jones and Andre Ward, and they both said they gave him 4, and you don't get better than their expert opinion as far as I'm concerned. But from what I seen in that fight, maybe you could have squeezed out a 3rd one, and that's if you gave Canelo the 1st round. Other than that, I seen it 2 rounds. I gave Bud 10 rounds to 2. Easy. And to me, it could have even been 11-1, but that's me. Maybe that was me being biased, but from a like my man Andre Ward said, being straight down the middle with it, being straight down the middle, my scorecard was 10 rounds to 2. This is a fight that I'm pretty sure going into the fight, this was the concerns of the fight having the outcome it did was a big concern for him. So I'm sure going into the fight, he had these concerns. And after losing, I mean, he clearly looked crushed. He clearly looked dejected. I mean, and I felt this pain. As you could see the welts on his face. And it wasn't just the pain from the leather leaving all those welts on his face either. This man was crushed. We're talking about a winner. Canelo is not a loser. Let's not get it twisted. Canelo is a winner. We're talking about someone who knows how to win. He's been a champion since 2011 after defeating Matthew Hatton, brother of the recently deceased Ricky Hatton. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Ricky Hatton. Younger brother of Ricky Hatton, Matthew Hatton. They fought for the vacant WBC junior middleweight title. And this is when Canelo won his 1st title. And during that reign, he had some notable wins on his resume. Most notable names would be, to me, Kermit Citron and Shane Mosley. Shortly after that, he went on to fight Austin Trout, where he unified the WBC junior middleweight title with the WBA junior middleweight title. Only to face Floyd Mayweather Jr. and taste his first official defeat after that. And I'd say official because the Lara fight was a little suspect right there. And he did have a draw early in his career in his 5th fight against Jorge Juarez. But his first official loss was against Floyd Mayweather. And this came, he was still young, but he was seasoned at his young age. Don't get it twisted. He had already had 43 fights before the Floyd Mayweather fight. The Floyd Mayweather was his 44th fight. So this whole thing about he was so young when he fought Floyd, he was young. Just like Floyd was young when he fought the veteran champion Canelo Hernandez, who hadn't lost any fights at lightweight or junior lightweight, pardon me. The only fight he lost was when he moved up to lightweight, and that was against Oscar De La Hoya. So not much different, right? Well, Canelo was 22. Something like that. 22, 23. But he lost that fight. He didn't get beat up. He just couldn't catch up. He was outclassed. He was swinging at the air. Floyd was hitting him, then making him miss. Floyd was being over here. Next thing you know, he wasn't, and he couldn't get him. He just couldn't find him. Then after that, he had the miss, the little mishap with Lara. Well, although he won the split decision, he was lucky to get that split decision. I'ma just leave it at that. There was the unanimous decision against Miguel Cotto and Amir Khan. He KO'd Amir Khan in 6 rounds. And there was the infamous split draw with Gennady Golovkin, which he then went on to have the majority in the rematch following immediately after that. And after racking up a couple wins against the likes of Daniel Jacobs and Sergey Kovalev, he then decided he was test the waters at 175 pounds facing Dmitry Bivol for Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title. That didn't go good for him. He ended up losing a unanimous decision. In his next fight after that, though, he was brought back to his glory, fighting his longtime rival, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. And from that point, he kind of took it soft, because then we knew he had the Mexican monster out there waiting for him. And so then we see him, fighting the John Ryders and Jermell Charlo stepping up and just pretty much standing there scared shitless in the ring with him, not offering any type of real resistance. There was, the Munguia fight, the Berlanga fight. These guys are really no hopers, let's be honest. They're not even in Canelo's league, to be honest. So, Canelo has had a great career. He's been champ for a while. And a lot of people are saying that he should retire. And here's the reality. If you're not going to fight David Benavidez, there's no point to continue to fight at all. There's absolutely no point for Canelo Alvarez to continue to fight. There's only 2 fights that anybody publicly would care to see him fight. One will be him running it back with Crawford, which I don't even think anybody actually cares to see that, but it's just, you can't, that's your way back into the game. You got to either go through Crawford or you got to go through Benavidez. But we see you out here fighting these no-hopers or taking these soft touches, trying to just keep racking up wins and taking paychecks. It's not going to work. However, we know that you in Turkey have plans, and I know that there's a retirement package that you will be receiving, which comes with a tour. See, we're hearing about this retirement tour now, where you ride off into the sunset, maybe have, 2 or 3 more fights. Who knows? Maybe even 4. Turkey throws a bunch of money at you. You fight some guys that, Turkey puts in front of you that most likely you can beat. Knock them stiff and ride off into the sunset. And I mean, we can argue that you're deserving of that, I guess, for what you've accomplished and contributed to the sports. But then again, wasn't that what that $150 million bag was? So I really don't even see the need for that. I really don't. And I think it's a travesty. It's a travesty if Canelo Alvarez circumvents fighting David Benitez by going on some bullshit retirement tour. That's a travesty if this happens. And unfortunately, this looks like this may happen. And this is my problem when you have people like Al Turkey, who just comes around here with these bags of money, throwing it at people. Because what he's pretty much doing is just buying these guys. That's what he's doing. He's opening up that bag and saying, I'm going to buy you. What's your price? No. What's your price? Remember what Canelo said when the whole mention of this fight was first even spoken of? He's too smart. No excuse. No, I beat him too easy. It's no challenge. You know what he was saying? Then here comes Al Turkey with that bag. He come through with that shake money bag, opening up that bag like, okay, what we talking now? Open up that Persian bag. And sure enough, these guys are for sale. But that's what he's doing. Al Turkey is opening up that bag, literally buying fighters. So when you see Al Turkey, message to you fighters, when you see Al Turkey, have your social security with you and your mom so she can sign you over because you're being bought. You're being bought. I'm pretty sure you're not going to fight Benavidez. And I'm pretty sure you're going to take the Turkey's bag of money that he bought you with and ride off into the sunset. But Turkey, Benavidez needs to be in that tour. If this tour does not include Benavidez, this tour makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. If this tour does not include David Benavidez, it makes absolutely no sense. And I'm going to leave it at that. So until next time, I am the Pragmatic. This is the Parry, where we don't pull or duck, no punches. Don't forget, jab that like button, hook off on that subscribe, uppercut that share. Until next time, Pragmatic, I'm out. Peace.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.